Welcome back to another episode of the RTS Podcast. I am your host, Zion Smith. Today's RTS Podcast is special. This special guest of mine is an alumni of Heritage High School in Newport News. We went to the same high school together, by the way. He is a 200 plus men's scholar. He plans on going to ECPI, University College, next year. He is a screamer, and most importantly, he's been my childhood friend for more than a decade. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tyrell.
Hello. Hi, happy to be here. Hello.
4 years ago, we had a RTS podcast titled Facing Failure.
I basically worked on myself even more by studying hard even more, asking more questions to my teachers, because I haven't been doing that in my 7th grade year at all. I pretty much blew everything. But the exception was I was still able to go on to the next grade level.
He's back 4 years later with a new hairstyle.
Yep, you see the hair, you know. Yep.
Welcome back, bro.
Thank you, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah.
How you
Happy
been?
to be here. I've been doing good, man. You know, just keeping on with life and stuff, man. You know, I've just been making sure to stay on top of things as much as usual.
Being consistent. I love that.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Speaking of consistency, I know you are a screamer, and I know you've been talking to me about becoming more consistent with your screaming and finding ways to improve your videos as far as engaging with your audience, becoming more social. Can you talk to me more about that, please?
Sure thing. So basically, I try to do what I can with streaming. Like before, I was a bit inconsistent with the streaming, so I just try to work on the pros and cons of it. So the cons of it is I have to be more active in my social media channels, and basically when I try to stream, I have to make sure to engage with the audience as far as with commentary. I don't really show my face because I'm a bit self-conscious, so I just try to, you know, do commentary as much as I can and try to mix things up and not make things like the same. So, and the cons of it, pros of it is I try to, you know, talk with the audience a bit, like in the comments within the stream. Like, for instance, with Streamlabs, it's an app that I use. It's basically an app where it's kind of like Twitch, except the things about it is you're able to use it on PC, and it's more functionality with the Twitch stuff. And it's a bit wonky with the mobile app, but I try to make do with what I can. Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. You have to do whatever you can. You have to do whatever you got to do to be the best screamer or the best at your profession.
Yeah.
I know you was talking to me about engagement and improving the engagement within your social media sites. I also remember you mentioning to me that you've been on YouTube looking at other screamers as far as humor with their audience and just looking into the community overall to improve on yourself and to incorporate helpful strategies into your screaming. Talk to me more about that.
So, yeah, I try to look into everybody else's, you know, niche with that in regards to their profession in streaming, like how they engage with their audience, how they try to entertain the audience with whatever content that they make. Like, for instance, with VTubers, they show up their models and they try to make the content interesting, like making funny videos, reacting to stuff, and just playing games that are pretty popular and stuff that people still play to this day. And I just try to learn from it, just to see what they do and try to incorporate what I can from what they do, other than what I don't have from them, but for the stuff that they do have, I just try to make do with that.
Right.
Then with the commentary stuff, I try to just, keep it light, keep it consistent as much as I can, and try to post as much as I can. Like recently, I posted a good amount of streams within a week, and I'm pretty proud of that accomplishment. So I just need to keep it up.
And you should be. You should be proud of your accomplishments, even if it's small. If it's a small accomplishment, be proud of that, because those are stepping stones leading up to your big accomplishment down the line. You've been on YouTube and you look at different screamers to improve your commentary and to incorporate new strategies to your screaming. I think the most beautiful part about being on social media overall is you have a community of different professions, and you can look into those professions and gain a new perspective as far as how to become a better screamer or become better in your craft. You look into different styles. Everyone is different in their own unique way, and you think about it like, okay, I like this person's style, but I also like this person's style too, and you could incorporate both those styles and mix it into your own. Yeah,
it's just it's some similarities, but there's key differences there too, in some regards. But for the most part, it's a great experience to be in, and how I was able to get into that kind of stuff with streaming. It all started with a console. It all started with me playing the game when I was younger. I played it at a very young age, like when I was 7, around 6 or 7 years old, and it's a very fun and unique way to pass the time and be able to, enjoy yourself, kill time and all that. And then first game that I had was a GameCube, and
I remember that.
Yeah, GameCube, bro. That's what I had for quite a few years, and then I didn't have it anymore because it broke. But for the most part, the games that I played up there, they were very nostalgic and they were very fun to play with. And I was making sure to, just enjoy the time that I had with those games. There was even a game that I tried to emulate. It's like an emulator, so like an emulator is like a digital version of the game where you're able to play it on an app, and you try to emulate. So it's like basically an app or some kind of software that is used to be able to emulate that game, to make that game exist up there, and you're able to play it. So, like, if you use a tablet, for example, and you try to play a nostalgia game that's, like, say, on a PS2 or a GameCube.
You can, like, download that certain game that was on a GameCube or a PS2 into your tablet.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's not necessarily like a download, though. It's, like, just, it's not really up there.
Is it like a file?
Sort of. Well, not necessarily like a file. It's more like a simulation is what an emulator basically is. Sort of. That's basically what that is. And pretty much it's interesting to use, but you can't really use it on console anymore, though, because the policies up there, they tried to stop that from happening, so you can't really use that anymore. So, but you can use them on tablets or on the computer, which you're able to do. and stuff. But yeah, the GameCube was the first game that I've been using for a while, and then I played the DS for a couple years. I still have them, I'm pretty sure, but it's still fun to play. I still play it from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
But my other DS games, I don't know where they are. I have to look for them. Then the Xbox is what I delved into. I had an Xbox 360 first. I played that for a couple years. It was fun. I had a lot of games, all from different genres. Then eventually I got an Xbox One, which is what I currently have now. And I still play a lot of games up to this day with different genres and stuff. I like most genres of games, so I just play them.
I still remember those times during our childhood. I would come to your house and we play the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be so fun.
I know, right?
There was this one game. I cannot think of the title.
Was it a racing game? I believe we played a racing game, Need for Speed Carbon.
Yeah, I remember Need for Speed. The best game ever. I feel like Need for Speed is the greatest racing game ever.
Mm-hmm.
But the game that I'm talking about and that I'm trying to think about, it's not in my head at the moment. I can't put my finger around it.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like, I guess it was like a strategy game.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have to achieve certain objectives within a mission. I can't wrap my head around it, but if I do think about it, I'm gonna tell you.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you, but the GameCube is full of nostalgia.
I know, definitely is, bro.
Same thing with the Xbox 360. That's full of nostalgia too. I still remember years ago, me, you, and your sister, we played Black Ops 2, I think.
Yeah, it's like
and it was zombie mode.
Yeah.
That was so fun, bro. That was so fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, me too, man. It was good times.
So, how often do you scream during the week?
So that's a good question. So I try to stream like maybe at least 2-3 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, for this week, I did it for about 6 or 7 days straight within a week. And I was able to get them all out there. Like, I did 10 streams before, and I did 10 more. So I did a total of 20. And I have them up there on my socials, on one part of my socials in particular on Facebook, because I can't put them on my other socials. But I would have to make my other streams into clips in order to put them on the other socials. And then that's going to take a bit of time, like maybe a couple days total, depending on what clips I do for the streams that I did. So I have to do that. Then I partly can't do that because I need a new laptop. So I'm waiting on a new laptop. Then I'm trying to delve deeper into just editing videos and stuff.
Right.
I'm still trying to do that, but in regards to my streams on my socials, I had to I need a new laptop. That's what I need. But yeah, for that reason.
I know you mentioned you need a new laptop for your screaming. Does it matter to have a certain laptop to enhance your screaming, or as long as you have a laptop, that's really all that matters? Because I know PC nowadays is pretty popular.
Yeah, it definitely is. So basically, you need a certain laptop that can be able to handle what it can handle. So like multitasking, basic tasks, being able to stream, game, just overall functionality of the computer, basically. So to answer that question, it depends. You need something a bit better, something that can last longevity.
Right. Quality over quantity.
Yeah, that's what you need. Because you can't just use something that's not going to be able to be used for that purpose of what you're looking for. So you just need to, get something a bit better. Because if you use something for years that isn't necessarily what you hoped for, then you need something a bit different.
Right.
But you can make do with what you have for now. But if you used it for a good amount of time, then you need something different that can handle everything else that you're looking for.
Right. Because that's how you will know you have that longevity.
Yeah.
Regardless of your screaming, do you want to expand?
Yes, I do want to expand. I want to be able to gain an audience and gain viewership and stuff. And it's something that I want. I don't really need it necessarily because if you don't really have a big audience, and you're just doing it for your own purpose, then there's not really any need to gain an audience, really. But but down the line, I would like something like that, an audience and stuff, and more viewership. Like, I've checked the analytics of my streams and stuff. I've been gaining quite a bit of viewers recently, and collectively over the past 2 weeks, I've gained about almost 2,000 viewers. Over almost 2,000 viewers within 2 weeks. So I'm happy that I'm making progress.
That's impressive.
I know. It's a lot. I'm making progress slowly but surely, but I'll get there to where I need to be for that.
Eventually, you will get there. Good things take time. You said so yourself. You must be consistent. And without consistency, how are you going to get to your destination?
Yeah,
if there's no consistency, if there's no dedication within your craft, how are you going to get there?
Yeah, exactly. And then I try to ask about people's advice about the whole industry of streaming. I asked a couple friends that does streaming before, and I asked them about their opinions of it, and they said consistency is key, and of course advice on Twitch also be consistent as well, and just keep your objective short and straight to the point within your niche and stuff, and to make sure to stay on topic and just have fun and stuff, and be able to stream what you can based on what you're trying to do.
Talk to me about Discord. I know Discord is a pretty popular streaming service for streamers.
Well, it is. It's always gets a lot of updates all the time, a lot. And Discord, if Discord wasn't around, then everybody would just be on the big major social media channels. Discord has been a stepping stone for many others, in terms of getting together with friends, calling them, joining voice channels, and texting each other and stuff. And then there's a bunch of stuff you can do in Discord. You can make a bot to do something that you wanted to do with, for example, do schoolwork, do math for you, simple stuff like that. Then, and of course music too. Everybody likes to listen to music, so they get bots up there for that. Then there's also calls you can be able to get to, voice channel calls. you're able to share your screen, you're able to show your face on the camera, you know, the basic stuff. Then you're able to do activities up there, you know, stuff like that you're able to do. They've been working on that a bit more this year, and they've rolled out an update not too long ago, which was yesterday. And you know, they've added some pretty neat features, like the API being quicker, faster, and works on Android too, which they've been working on. You're able to go on it quicker.
That sounds convenient.
I know, right? That's what makes Discord so special, because they've been super convenient with a bunch of stuff over the years, and it's easy to see why people like going on Discord. Just not many people know about it. It's becoming more worldwide, even more as time goes by, and then it's easy to see why most people, like on Instagram, might not know about Discord, or if they preferably go on Facebook, they might not know about Discord. It's because everybody has their preferred social media that they like to go to.
Right.
And people like me like having a variety of social media channels. So Discord is not really that known, but it's becoming more popular. But it'll be even more popular over the years.
If you have a variety of social media channels, that's beneficial because it will improve your audience, and it will also improve the demographic within your audience too, as far as different age groups as well, to improve engagement in all levels.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the other beautiful parts about social media as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Discord is definitely a great social media to be on, especially with all the features that they're having out there too. And then, of course, the other social medias are good too as well. Some people use Twitter or use Reddit, you know, stuff like that. But Discord has definitely gotten more popular and stuff. And one of the neat things that I like about it is you're able to, you know, you're able to post pictures, you're able to call each other and stuff. It's reliable. It's what I like about it and everything. And then, out of all the social medias that I like, my favorite is mainly Discord. Mainly is my favorite, and then Facebook is my second favorite because I'm able to put my streams up there, and I'm able to socialize and stuff up there as well, along with Instagram too. There's nothing wrong with that, but it would be my third, mainly because there's a time limit up there. You can't put your streams up there.
I was just gonna mention that too. I know on Facebook there's not really a time limit as far as posting videos or your screens, whereas in Instagram there is a time limit, and I believe it has to be improvement within that too.
Yeah, I think they made it a time limit because they want you to gain more viewers, and they don't want it to, like.
That's a good point. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, they might make it so you can keep your audience more engaged with shorter posts instead of it being like super long.
Yeah,
that's why within the story it's short.
That's a good point, because nowadays people's attention spans are shorter.
Yeah.
So you have to make those videos shorter to capture people's attention and to maintain the interest.
Yeah.
Now, I never thought about it like that.
Yeah, it's definitely like that. That's a good reason why they're doing it like that, because I figured that's a logical reason to that. And then Facebook, you're able to put your streams and stuff up there. That's what I like about it. That's why that's my second favorite up there. Then of course you can go onto groups and stuff as well, you know, to try to gain more viewership up there, like posting your stuff up there to see if people will come around to your profile and stuff. And they do give you little analytical insight to see if you post this pic or post this video, then your chances of your content being seen in the group is up by such and such percentage.
Right.
And they do it like that way with the analytical thing, the analytical side. And pretty much, I haven't really been going to groups really. I only have like a couple of them. But I don't really post anything up there. I just have them just in case if I want to. But for the most part, it's up there if need be, if you want to post them up there. Yeah.
Is there a screamer you are inspired by?
Not necessarily. I just learn what I can from people that I watch.
Okay.
But I just gain motivation from just, watching how they do their thing with streaming, and also my own motivations along with family, friends, and things that are important to me that make sure to keep me going. Yeah.
I like that mindset. Take whatever you can and always maintain that hunger to learn.
Yeah.
I like that. So I know in the screaming world, you have to be very social.
Yeah.
I know you and I have been talking about being more social, putting yourself out there to the world. And I know you specifically, you would like to improve on being social. Talk to me more about that.
So yeah, being social, it's been a learning curve for many people in the world, and it's still something that we try to learn and understand. So I try to be able to learn social cues a bit better. It's been hard, but I'm still learning from that. I also try to see little points to how they talk and how they joke around, and try to understand the joke and stuff from the humor that's gained from what they're talking about. And from that kind of thing, it's just hard in general, because you just think about things like, oh, I don't want them to judge me or anything. I don't want to feel self-conscious and stuff, and I don't want to feel like I'm a burden or just being a third wheel or anything like that. And sometimes what I try to do is just work on being more confident and try to get my point across a bit better. I've been getting better at that, working on my confidence still. I'm still working on it, but for the most part, I try to work on that, try to be less nervous as much as I can, and try to, make sure that I, delve deeper into conversations more, try to talk less in detail, but that's hard too. Then I try to, say something short, but sometimes you feel like, why do I have to say something short where I can just say how I'm feeling?
Right.
Just say what I'm talking about.
Right.
But sometimes people get overwhelmed by that because they don't want to, hear all that detail. It overwhelms them. But sometimes it's just hard to do that. But sometimes if you're trying to change for somebody, sometimes you gotta just, try to do what you can from that. And if you can't do that entirely, just, ask for advice and help. I try to do that more and just gain a better perspective of that. And I've been going about it well. Like I've made a significant amount of progress in that regard and everything.
I know when you talk to people who isn't quite detail oriented, they become overwhelmed
Yeah.
by someone who's explaining something within detail at the detail.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a preference. Everyone's different.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you have the introverts, and that's why you have the extroverts as well.
Mm-hmm.
In my opinion, I believe introverts are the most misunderstood people on
Yeah.
earth. It's not necessarily that an introvert doesn't want to talk at all.
Mm-hmm.
That introvert is just extremely selective of the people around them. And this is my opinion. Introverts are very cautious of who they spend their time with.
Mm-hmm.
So when you feel like you are talking to someone who is in the mindset of just get to the point,
Mm-hmm.
get to the point, and you feel like you're wasting their time,
Mm-hmm.
it's not okay. It's fine with me because I'm selective of the people around me, and I know I have people in my corner who is similar to me and who understands me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get you on that because that's definitely basically the same thing that you said with being selective. And that's true. We are definitely selective of who we choose as friends. And mostly, I believe that I'm probably showing more extroverted sides in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
Just not entirely. Like in terms of putting myself out there, trying to be that a
Mhm.
little bit. But there's like this bit of fear though when you try to do that sometimes, of just the feeling of being misunderstood
Mm-hmm.
of that. And sometimes it's not an easy feeling to get around, but it
Definitely.
happens. It happens.
It's not a good feeling at all because we do want to understand for who we are. That's why we are selective in the first place.
Yeah.
Because again, if we are talking to someone who doesn't think of the same things like we do, or doesn't quite have the same interests, it's nothing against them at all
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever. It's just how we think.
Yeah.
I do believe a person can be introverted and extroverted at the same time,
Yeah.
meaning an ambivert.
Mm-hmm.
But introverts, they have their limits, and extroverts, they are the most outgoing people, most talkative, and there's nothing wrong with that. But it's something special about an ambivert too, because they recognize they have their limits, and they also recognize they must continue to put themselves out there. And I think you leaning towards that too,
Yeah.
as far as you becoming a screamer and you wanting to improve your consistency in every aspect that you can, and learn as much as you can.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why I dove into streaming, because of that and stuff. And it gives you a sense of peace,
Mm-hmm.
being able to, stream and play your games, your favorite games that you like playing. And, I've just delved into one game in particular that I've been streaming on. I might stop off at just the 1 through 20 streams and play a different game,
Mm-hmm.
just so I can, be different a little bit
Mm-hmm.
and just grind on that game on stream, other than the game that I've been streaming on for a while and all that stuff. But for the most part, I've just been streaming on one particular game. Just one particular game.
Speaking of being different, have you thought of what ways you would like to become different than other streamers?
Not specifically.
Mhm.
Just just for myself to be more outgoing in some ways, like just trying to, with the commentary, maybe when I do enough commentary and then I feel comfortable, I can show my face and all that stuff, and just the little things to do. And then when I gain a following a little bit, then I'll be able to just try to delve into the aspect of being a bit different in a way. But right now, not specifically. Right now.
And you get there in no time. It's a progress. I do believe in baby steps. Take whatever you can, not as much as you can. Always maintain that hunger to learn from other gamers, to improve your commentary and every aspect, and just use the baby steps as stepping stones to lead into your long-term goal.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely.
What is your favorite game to stream?
So my favorite game to stream that I've been streaming for a while is called Skullgirls Mobile, or SGM for short. And it's a pretty interesting game where you have these fighters that you start with. When you first start the game, there's a tutorial. You get onto the tutorial and you get onto it, and it teaches you how to play the games, and you learn the game, and then you get items in the game to start out with. You get fighters. So the fighters that you get is in the form of cards. They can be in card form or in fighter form, but they are in card form. That way you can deploy them. But when you get into the fight, you're actually not using the card. You're using the fighter itself in that game. Then, when you start out, you upgrade your fighters. You gain more resources to upgrade the fighters, and you have a chance to gain more fighters when you complete story mode milestones and play the other modes of the game. So as you delve deeper into the game and progress, you gain more fighters, meaning more cards. You gain more fighters, then you upgrade them using the resources that you have, like keys, canopy coins, stuff like that. Day and night, that's gonna play a big factor.
Right, to make the fighter stronger.
Yeah, exactly. Then you do rift battles, which is like you have rift defenses, and you use these defenses to defend against opponents, real opponents. And you make your defenses stronger using canopy, of course. And then you be able to use these defenses to defend or use offensively. And pretty much it's a lot to the game, like prize fights as well, where you participate in the fights using 3 node fighters. You use these node fighters to deploy them, and then you have to face these there's 3 teams within the prize fight. You go into the first, second, or third one, depending on your level of fighters that you have. So say you go to the strongest one within the fighting score. You go into that and use the fighters that match up towards that score or higher than that. And then you fight, you win, you gain points. You gain points to reach certain milestones to get rewards. That's how that works. It's basically how the game is. And then you have dailies as well. You have dailies to gain items and skill points, which I forgot to mention that. Skill points, you use that to upgrade your fighters, which is big for the fighters. Then you eventually, you're able to marquee them and prestige them. So what that means, let me explain. So prestiging them means you get a certain ability. You get two choices of which ability you want. You only choose one in particular depending on the fighter's signature abilities. And you do that. And prestiging is basically like a marquee, but it's not necessarily a marquee ability. It's more like a secondary, well, a third ability that is used on the fighter. And yeah, that pretty much sums up the game, pretty much.
That sounds fun.
I know. I played it for years, man. It's a really fun game. And then
Does it have an online session?
Technically it does, because you're facing actual opponents. Like, you can have a versus mode to be able to use the fighters. So there's two modes up there in versus. So the first one is where it's regular rules, where you have your signature ability fighters and you use them to fight each other. Or you can use fighters that are preset within the secondary mode, and you're able to basically use basic fighters but without signature abilities. That's that mode. So there's two of those you can go on to, and then there's a code you're able to put up there, like a little invite code. You're able to put that up there, and then you're able to join each other. It's only 1 through 2 player though. It's not like multiplayer like that.
Right.
That's how that game is. That's pretty much sums up the game.
That sounds fun.
I know, right? It's really fun. I've been playing it for years, and I had to start over too, which is the crazy thing. I had to start over too because my other account, my first account, got banned. So I had to start over, and starting over was worth it for me. But it's each their own. It's not going to work for everybody because it's luck of the draw of getting good fighters already, and it takes time. So it takes a little while to get the resources you get, and I play it every day, so I get the resources that I need every day and stuff to upgrade them.
Who is your favorite fighter you play with?
So my favorite fighter is Philia. So she's basically a schoolgirl that has demonic hair. And its name is Samson, the demonic hair, a parasite. And basically, this hair has gotten into the family of the Medici, of the good side of the Medici, and they got into turmoil against the bad side of the family. And they've gotten evaded, and eventually, because Philia used to have real hair before the parasite. So, in order to, because Philia got into a coma when she was smacked by a robot named Automo, and basically pretty much gotten into the house and evaded the house, as well as Vitelli, which is the bad member as well. And she got into a coma, so she didn't remember anything. So in order to bring her back to life, the demonic hair, Samson, gotten onto her rear hair and attached onto her head.
And brought her back to life.
Yeah, basically.
That's so cool.
Well, she was in a coma, so she was in a coma for a while, and then she woke up and she didn't remember anything. That's what happened.
It's rough.
I know.
To wake up from a coma.
It's interesting storylines in the game, bro.
Mhm.
It's very interesting storylines, but that sums up that story and stuff within Philia's story. That's my favorite fighter, though. And I do use her a lot, and I also use other fighters too, but in terms of variety, I've gotten more of a variety of fighters. Some of them were downgrades, but I made do with them. Because I used to have a diamond double, which is a shapeshifter,
Mm-hmm.
and I had a diamond one on the first account, but I have a gold one on my secondary account. So I just make do with that instead. And I have more than one gold one, but I make do with that.
Right.
But in terms of more fighters, I have more fighters now than I did on my first account. And I made more progress on my second account than my first. But in terms of level, my first account is better in level. But in terms of fighters and variety,
Mm-hmm.
secondary account.
So it sounds like the first account that got banned was kind of a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
But you also recognize the first account. It helped you as well.
Yeah, it did.
Mhm.
Definitely. It helped me know the game a bit better
Mm-hmm.
and stuff within the first account. I was almost the max level too. I was only 3 levels away on the first account.
Wow. And you got
That's
banned.
Yep. That's what happened.
That sucks.
But I'm level 65 now on my secondary account though. So I'm only 5 levels away. Literally.
You get to level 70 soon.
I know. Definitely, bro.
Final question.
Okay.
GTA 6 is coming up next year.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
My question. Will you be screaming GTA 6 next year?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I will be. I streamed GTA 5 before a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm definitely streaming GTA 6 when it comes out for sure. No question about that.
I can't wait for GTA 6.
Same here, bro.
The Grand Theft Auto franchise. It's nostalgic.
Mm-hmm.
Personally, my favorite character from GTA 5 would have to be Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he's a laid-back guy. He's really not into the drama, but he can be savage if he wants to. Whereas Michael, I think he's a laid-back guy too, but Michael and Trevor, they have similarities. Trevor is just more crazier, and
Yeah,
he's more
he is.
insane.
Yeah, definitely is,
But
bro.
Franklin would definitely have to be my favorite character for GTA 5.
Okay. I don't really have a favorite, really. I like them all, really,
Mm-hmm.
in their own way. I don't really have a favorite in particular.
You want to know my biggest pet peeve from GTA
What?
Online?
What?
I don't like when you enter the game and you try to do your own thing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not borrowing. You're not bothering nobody. You can go to a clothing store, buy your own clothes, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody just interrupt you and shoot you.
Yeah, I hate that too. I don't like that either.
That is my biggest pet peeve. Because what is you doing? I didn't do anything to you.
Exactly. I don't like that either. That's part of before the update of them having your own sessions with all the stuff that you can do up there. Basically, I hated that too because when you get into a public session, right,
Mm-hmm.
you basically do your own thing and stuff, but then it's a public session, so a lot of people in there. It's not like you're in your own session and it has all the functionalities of it. Because the difference is there's a requirement
Mm-hmm.
to be in a public session, rather would be when the update came, you don't have to be in it anymore because there's all the functionalities in there. You can do all the jobs, you can do everything, you can buy your own clothes and all that, and be able to do that stuff. But that was after a certain update, though.
Right.
Before the update, avoid a public session. That was what I did. And then I got my own money just by doing contact missions or just doing jobs within the invite only session.
I feel like on GTA Online, I am such an introvert.
Yeah, me too, bro.
I don't like doing missions with nobody.
Yeah, it's better to have friends, for sure.
Friends that you trust.
Mm-hmm.
It's better to have friends you know will do the mission correctly and properly
Yeah.
than to have someone you don't know from a certain part of the world and messing up the mission. It's better. It's better to do a mission by yourself than to do a mission with someone who's just playing around.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I've done many missions by myself or with others, and it definitely was not a good feeling to just do it with random people at all, especially in heists. No, not at all.
Oh, definitely in a heist. You need to do a mission with someone you trust.
Yeah.
Because
Exactly.
if you're doing a mission by yourself, I mean, well, you can't do a heist by yourself. You have to be with people. But for example, and this is like an actual true story.
Mm-hmm.
I was in the heist with 3 other people. The host gave us 10% of the cut.
Wow.
10%. And took the rest of the money.
Nah, bro, you need more.
That is the definition of petty.
Like, everybody has to get a cut
Yes.
equally. You can't just, you get the rest of the money yourself. No.
That is so selfish. And
Yeah.
what I also don't like is as soon as you get on GTA Online, someone wants you over with their car.
Yeah, it makes no sense, bro.
Like, what did I do to you?
Imagine with an insurgent truck, bro. You get run over by that, and you do the insurgent ATV mission, bro.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. You get run over by that, you're dead.
Or somebody blows up your car.
Crazy, bro. They be doing the most doing that, bro.
Oh my goodness.
I dealt with it all.
Hopefully in GTA 6 that doesn't happen. But we cannot count that out because it's part of the game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they might do something similar to GTA, like having to be able to do everything, like in the update that they did in GTA 5. They might do that. You never know.
Do you think GTA 6 Online would be any different from GTA 5 Online? Or do you think it would be the same? As far as missions and heists or players doing unnecessary stuff, bothering you?
Might be the same.
Might be the same. I think it might be the same too. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, bro. It's gonna be the same, but it's not like Red Dead Redemption, though. That's for sure. Where you have to be in a public session. You have to be in it with other people. But then it's a dog eat dog world. But the thing is, you can't just. There's no sort of enforcement in that.
Right.
Which is why most people have stepped off of Red Dead Redemption and then playing GTA 5, and then of course people are going to play GTA 6 as well. So it's going to be some trade-offs to that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the Red Dead Redemption players might play GTA 6. You never know. They might. But only time will tell, though.
Definitely. I do need to get into Red Dead Redemption. I haven't played that game in years.
Same. Same here.
My dad, he always played that game every day. Me growing up as a child.
Okay, that's good.
So I definitely want to get into it. I know that particular game is more historical.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would definitely like to experiment that game.
Oh, it's very fun. It's very fun. You can be able to, hunt, do missions, basically hunt animals for profit, sell it, all that stuff. That's what I've been doing, and then this people kept bothering me, and then that's what made me get off the game. That's what made me get off the game and stuff. So yeah,
that sounds fun though. Hunting animals for a profit in the video game. That sounds fun.
Yeah, it's very fun, and then you can buy your weapons after you get a certain amount of money and stuff. And just rinse and repeat that, and then after you get a certain amount of money, you can do the missions or do it when you want to.
Right.
All that stuff. But it's generally a fun game. I just don't like it when I keep getting attacked by somebody every time I'm trying to hunt animals and stuff. Like, I could be just riding a horse around, and then somebody's just like already about to shoot me. Like,
oh my goodness,
bro, it's been happening every time.
It's annoying.
I know.
I cannot wait until you screen GTA 6.
I know.
I would definitely be on the lookout for that. Would you like to put out your screaming information on the podcast?
Oh, sure. So my Twitch is I See Your Senpai. So it's a lowercase I or a capital I, and then C, and then UR, and Senpai CENPAI, and then my Facebook is Tyrell Platt. It's Pratt, but it's Platt. It's a nickname, but it's not really Pratt. It's Platt. Then my Instagram is IamTrex21. And then my TikTok is iRocketsI, so it's a capital I, and then ROCKEZ, or TZ, sorry, and then capital I from that. And my Discord, I would have to probably, you can find my Discord. It's
I made sure to put it in the description.
Okay. So my Discord is BAKASTRENTH, and then capital X after that. And then that's it. That is it.
Well, once again, Tyrell, I appreciate you for joining this RTS podcast. I feel like this is a long time coming.
Definitely, bro.
It was definitely a full circle moment, so a big thank you to you.
Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here.
And I wish you all the best within your screaming, within improving your human connection with people, and a prosperous life overall.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I'm Zion Smith.
And I'm Tyrell.
And this is the RTS Podcast. Always and forever.